whatsoever to think there was anything wrong with the original investigation. From to all intents and purposes, successful. I had no knowledge of any of the information that we held, and I received assurances there was nothing new in the information coming from the Guardian in 2009. I had no reason to be concerned about Mr Wallace. I heard Senior News International figures saying that this was a rogue few and saying that it did not go, people at the senior level did not know about it. Why would I have any reason to have any suspicion about Mr Wallace?
Because phone hacking was very much a matter the Met was supposed to be looking into. There have been serious allegations. It was a decision not to pursue the matter further in 2009, and yet the person who was a deputy editor of the News of the World, the very paper that was accused of phone hacking, rightly as it turned out, was employed by the police who were supposed to be investigating phone hacking. You see absolutely nothing wrong in that at all. No,
if I can remind you, Mr Winnock, the police were supposed to be investigating phone hacking between December 2005 and I think January 2007 when 2 people were convicted. As far as I was aware, that was a very successful investigation.
No, but on the 9th of July you asked Mr Yates to look at this again.
Yes.
And a few weeks later, Mr Wallace was given his job. We accept that maybe there was no evidence, but you are a police officer with years of experience. Surely you'd think to yourself, it's very odd that former News International employees, one is working with the Leader of the Opposition, one is working with me. I mean, it's almost like a fashion accessory that people leave the News of the World and come and work for the police or politicians. And then your officers, like Andy Hayman, leave the police force and go and work for News International. You must have read some of Mr Hayman's columns in the Times at some stage. Didn't you have any suspicions about this? I accept there was no hard evidence, but you're a police officer. Surely you would have had suspicions.
Mr Vaz, there was no evidence available to me. No hard evidence. Secondly, Mr Hayman was not in the Met when I was Commissioner. He was in the Met when I was Deputy Commissioner. And no, I don't read Mr Hayman's columns.
You didn't know he worked for the Times?
Oh, I know he works for the Times, but you asked me, don't I read his columns? No, I do not.
I'm sure he'll be very